Hey guys, I'm Sage Valentine. Welcome to my channel. Right now, we are going to have a little Survivor chat and talk all about season 31, episode number 6. So let's get down to it. I knew that Chaos Cass was in the building the moment she stepped on that beach. I didn't buy any of that. Cass is nice and sweet and helpful, and she's not causing any problems because she was lying in wait. She was waiting. And now that next week the tribes are merging, we are going to see Chaos Cass and Crazy Cass 2.0. And these survivors are not ready for her brand of crazy. Let me tell you, I am completely upset that Wu was the person voted out this week. But then if Spencer had been voted out, I would have been just as upset because both those two are part of my top 5 for the season. They are the top 5 people that I voted to come back into the game for Survivor Second Chance. So to see Wu go after everything he went through in season 28 was sad, but it seemed like Wu was turning over a new leaf. But unfortunately, there were quite a few contributing factors to his nomination and his eviction. First, you got to think about Abby Maria, because again, Abby Maria was upset at him, and she had a right to be upset because he kept putting her name up, but he didn't do it again. But I guess she still held on to that resentment. Then you had Sierra, who for some reason decided to throw out Wu's name as a nominee instead of Savage, despite the fact that Savage was the one throwing out her name as a red herring to Spencer in case they got rid of Spencer. Then of course you have Chaos Cass, because clearly Chaos Cass is still in the building. She didn't disappear. And I knew she was going to be up to something. I was worried about her kicking out Spencer. But I should have known. I should have known that Wu was going to be a casualty, because nobody was talking about Wu until she brought his name up. Before we even dealt with that situation, we had to deal with learning that Terry Dietz was leaving the game. I was so upset because he was another one on my list to return to the game. And I completely understood, though, that he had to go home. It was a family emergency. He had to bounce. And there were people on Twitter who were saying, he's a quitter, he's a quitter. You're not considered a quitter if it has to do with your family. You're only considered a quitter if you can't handle the game and you just feel like it's time for you to go. But when it comes to family, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I should have known something weird was going to happen in this episode when I saw what seemed like Cass and Spencer getting together, but hopefully Spencer is not like truly 100% on Team Cass, because you still cannot trust her, especially after all the stuff she did in season 28. Now Savage, for whatever reason, decides he's going to use the tension between Cass and Spencer to spearhead this whole let's get out Spencer campaign, let's blindside him. But then I was like, dude, Savage, calm down. You don't run this. Like, be careful, because they'll come for you. But the biggest mistake he made was that he decided to throw out, say, Sierra's name and tell Spencer, oh, Sierra, we're going to get her out, and fool him so they could backdoor him. What he didn't realize was that Sierra and Cass did their own little side project and were able to convince people that maybe they should vote out, say, Wu, or they could vote out Spencer. But then Cass was on this whole thing like, should I get out Wu? Should I get out Spencer? I'm like, she's on her crazy Cass moment. She's doing it again. I knew it. I knew it. And then there was Fishback on the Bayon tribe, who had a really good idea. Okay, whereas he wanted to get the stronger male players out. And the strongest person on their team is obviously Joe. I like Joe, and I did vote Joe back into the game. But if that plan had worked, it would have been a hell of a move. But the only thing was that Fishback did not at all, I guess, fathom the fact that Bayan would win immunity. So his whole plan went up in smoke. But when he started crying, I was just shaking my head. Like, dude, see, I had a love-hate relationship with my feelings towards Fishback because of how he was during his season. But that plan was a good one. I'll give him that. But the thing is now that he's told Jeremy this plan, now he's got to be careful. Because for all you know, Jeremy could run to Joe, and then if Bayan loses, they could be running after Fishback. Also, speaking of Fishback, he didn't even try during that reward challenge at all. Like, when he was, like, throwing that thing, he was just like, ugh. Like, trying to make himself seem weak. But in actuality, he forgets that a lot of people watched his season, and I'm sure they're aware of the things that he did to get himself to the end. No, he didn't win, but he still was a big threat during his season nonetheless. And of course, the immunity challenge had to be my least favorite challenge, and that was the challenge where they have them eating bugs and balut and just, how some of them were able to chew and swallow those insects, I don't even know. No shade to anybody who eats alternative foods such as insects or other parts of, say, the pig or duck or stuff, but I don't know, like, some of that stuff just grossed me out, especially the fried frog. The fact that it had eyes and could look at me was completely freaking me out. And of course, as I said, Sierra and Cass put a monkey wrench into Savage's idea to backdoor Spencer. But I will say this, regardless of how I feel about Cass, if Cass and Spencer teamed up, that would be a hell of an alliance, because nobody would see that coming at all. And those two would get very far together. They don't have to like each other, but if they were able to work together, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, by a vote of 4-3, Wu was sent home. I was completely upset. A lot of people on Twitter were happy, and I was happy that Spencer was still in the game because Spencer had said he wasn't live tweeting, and I was like, was he not live tweeting because something bad is gonna happen? Oh my gosh, but he's safe, I'm okay. But it's sad that once again Wu trusted people, and unfortunately you can't trust everybody in this game. Honestly, this episode took a lot out of me, so I can't wait until next week to see that merge and just to see the new Chaos cast come out and Crazy cast just wreak havoc in this game, because it's going to be something. And like I said, if she allies with Spencer, that will be a hell of an alliance. But you guys take care. I'm Sage Valentine. Don't forget to rate this video. Leave your comments. Let me know what you thought about this season so far. And anything else that you want to talk about in regards to this episode. Also hit me up on Twitter and Google Plus at Sage Valentine, and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my brand of crazy. As for me, I've got 3 more reviews to do involving Sleepy Hollow that I'm going to finish in the next 3 days, and then it's Walking Dead, Scream Queens, and back to Survivor. It's going to be a very busy week, but I love you guys. Take care now. Bye, guys. Bye.